Hello and welcome to Fit Flow Yoga. This is day 14 of the 28-day movement challenge. We are officially halfway through. Today we will be moving through a heart opening flow. If you have two blocks, grab them. They will be handy. Put your favorite playlist on, grab a water, and let's get after it. So from here, grab onto your blocks. We'll start in a supported fish pose, and if you don't have blocks or a blanket that you can roll up, just start on your back today. But we'll take one block and place it parallel to the long edge side of your mat. And we'll take your other block and place it parallel to the short edge side of your mat. So the long block will be underneath your spine, and the one horizontal or parallel to the short edge side of your mat will be underneath your head. So begin to set up here, place your feet along your mat, and then slowly begin to lower down onto your long block. And then let your head rest on the second block. Maybe adjusting yourself here to kind of find a spot that works best for you. Your legs can stay bent, or maybe take the bend out of your knees and extend your legs out long. From here, the option, send your hands down towards your sides, or maybe begin to open your hands out towards the sides of your mat. The goal is here to find an opening along your chest. Maybe you feel your shoulder blades melt on either side of your block. And maybe you notice the feeling of the opening here in your chest as maybe your collarbone works to spread apart. We'll pause here for the first few moments, letting you arrive in this present moment, this time, and this space. Take one more big inhale. And exhale. From here, begin to roll onto one side or the other. Remove the blocks out from underneath you. Place them off towards the side. And we'll roll back onto your back here. Begin to walk your heels towards your glutes, send your hands down towards your sides. And as you inhale, press through your heels, send your hips up towards the sky for a bridge pose. Squeeze through your glutes as you continue to lift through your hips. And then exhale, lower down to your mat. 2 more rounds here. Inhale, press through your heels, lift your hips, bridge pose. And exhale, lower down to your mat. 1 more round here. Press through your heels, lift your hips, bridge pose. And exhale, lower down to your mat. From here, hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Take a few gentle rocks here from side to side. Maybe some forward and backward. And we'll rock all the way up to a seat. From here, extend your hands out in front of you. We'll send your arms out long. As you inhale, work to open your arms out towards the sides. Maybe find an opening here along your chest for a baby back bend. And exhale, bring your forearms together to touch. Bring your chin towards your chest for a cat-like spine. Inhale, open it up, cow-like spine. Exhale, forearms together, chin to chest, round through your spine. 1 more round here. Inhale, open it up. And exhale, cat-like spine. As you inhale, return back through your neutral spine. And as you exhale, roll over your knees and find a tabletop. So you arrive in your tabletop, spend the first few moments here, just taking any movement that feels good in your body. Maybe shifting forward and backward, side to side, walking your hands to each side, making C shapes with your spine. But as we move through this heart opening flow, also ensure to give yourself some love. Maybe your body feels different today. Maybe you're taking your practice in your morning. Maybe you're a little more stiff. Whatever it is, give yourself some grace, give yourself some love. Then we'll begin to return back through your neutral tabletop. From here, step your right foot to the back of your mat and your left foot will find yourself here in a high plank. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. From here, lift your right foot off the mat. We'll step your right foot to the left side of your space for a wild thing. Send your hips up towards the sky or reach towards the front of your mat. Once again, full breath in and full breath out. And then we'll return your right hand down to the mat. As you inhale, sweep your right leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, plant your right foot to the top of your mat. Lower down onto your left knee for a low lunge. Great place for blocks underneath your hands here. Maybe spend the first few moments just arriving in this low lunge. Maybe taking movement between low lunge and half splits if that feels best to you, or just finding stillness in your low lunge. And wherever you're at, as you inhale, begin to reach your hands towards the sky. And exhale, open arm twist towards the right. Send your left hand forward, your right hand back. We'll twist here from the torso. Full breath in and out. So you inhale, return back through center. And exhale, plant your hands back down towards your mat or blocks. From here, pivot on your left shin. We'll open your hips towards the left side of your mat, finding a baby extended side angle. So right toes still point towards the right side of your mat. Left shin is now parallel to the short edge side of your mat. Reach your left hand up towards the sky or maybe sweep it overhead, palm facing down, and sink into the bend here of your right knee. We'll continue to open your chest and hips here towards the left side of your space. And on your next inhale, lift your torso up through center, and then plant your left hand towards the back of your mat for a supported side plank. Reach your right hand up towards the sky here. And then if it feels okay in your body, maybe sweep it overhead, palm facing down. Now you have the option to stay right here if this feels good to you, or begin to float your right foot off the mat. Once again, option to stay here. Let's play with a little balance. Take a bend in your right foot or your right knee. Grab onto your right foot with your right hand for a baby Chopasana or sugar cane. Kick your foot into your hand here. Open your chest towards the side of your mat. One more big inhale. And exhale. Here we are, slow and with control, release the grip of your right hand. We'll return your right foot down to the mat. So you inhale, we'll rise back up through center here. Take the bend back into your right knee for your baby extended side angle. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, we'll plant your hands back down to your blocks or your mat and pivot back forward for your low lunge. From here, step your right knee back to meet your left, and we'll find your tabletop pose. Maybe shake it out, send your hips from side to side. And then when you're ready, ground down through your palms. This time we'll step your left foot back, and Then your right foot back will find yourself here in a high plank. Take another full breath in and out. From here, float your left foot off the mat and step your left foot to the right side of your space. Send your hips up towards the sky, wild thing. Reach your left hand towards the top of your mat. Full breath in and out. From here, plant your left hand back down to the mat. We'll sweep your left leg up towards the sky this time. And then exhale, plant your left foot to the top of your mat. And lower down onto your right knee for a low lunge. Just as with last time, the option to find stillness here, or maybe begin to shift between low lunge and half splits. Just taking some movement through the range of motion here in your hips. And if you're not there, begin to return to the low lunge here. So you inhale, sweep your hands up towards the sky. Exhale, open arm twist towards the left. Right hand forward, left hand back. On your next inhale, return both hands back through center. And exhale, plant your hands down to your mat or your blocks. From here, keep your left foot planted and we'll pivot on your right shin, opening up for a baby extended side angle. Left toe still point towards the top of the mat. Your right shin is now parallel with the short edge side of your mat. Reach your right hand up towards the sky or maybe sweep it overhead, palm facing down. Sink into the bend here of your left knee and open up your chest and hips towards the right side of your space. Full breath in and full breath out. So you inhale, rise up through center, and then exhale, plant your right hand to the back of your mat and find your supported side plank. We'll maybe rotate your left foot to press the pinky edge side of your left foot. Left hand reaches overhead, palm facing down. Once again, the option to stay here, or maybe begin to float your left foot off the mat. One more time, option to stay here, or bring a bend into your left foot or your left knee. Grab onto your left foot with your left hand and kick your foot into your hand, finding a baby Trikonasana or sugar cane. Work to open your chest towards the side of the space. One more breath in and out. Slow and with control, release the grip of your left foot. Lower your left foot down to the mat. And on your next inhale, rise back up through center. Pivot your left toes towards the front of your mat and sink into the bend of your left knee for your baby extended side angle. We'll continue on here. From here, plant your hands down to the mat or your blocks, and we'll pivot back to your low lunge. More big inhale. And exhale, step your left foot back to meet your right, returning back through your tabletop. From here, big breath in. And as you breathe out, find your cat pose. Send your spine towards the sky, press the mat away. Inhale, cow, send your chest and gaze forward. Exhale, cat. And inhale, cow. From here, return back through your neutral tabletop. Send your big toes together to touch your knees out wide and sink your seat for a child's pose. The option to plant your hands on something elevated like your blocks. Maybe find some opening here along your shoulders. But plant your forehead down to something. Your mat, a block, a pile of blankets. Feel your mat and your props underneath you. Feel them supporting you as you ground down through the space between your shins and your mat, through your forehead and your mat or props.
through your hands and forearms. Take one more big inhale. Feel your belly expand. Exhale, feel it contract. And then begin to shift forward all the way onto your belly for a Sphinx pose. Bring your forearms down to the mat. Stack your elbows underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers out wide and work to pull your elbows back towards your hips. To pull your chest forward here. Take another big inhale and exhale. From here, tuck your toes. And with your next inhale, rise up through forearm plank. Lift your hips off the mat. We'll take just one breath in and out. Plant your right hand into the mat and your left hand, full plank, big inhale. Exhale your hips up and back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift your heels. And exhale, tiptoe to the top of your mat, forward fold. Here, slowly begin to sink your seat all the way down to your mat. Keep the soles of your feet planted into your mat. We'll send your hands behind you, fingertips facing your seat. And on your next inhale, we'll press through your heels. Once again, lift your hips up towards the sky, reverse tabletop. You send your gaze up towards the sky. Squeeze through your glutes. One more inhale. And exhale down to your mat. We'll take 2 more rounds here. As you inhale, press through your heels. Send your hips towards the sky. One more breath in. And exhale down to your mat. Last round here. As you inhale, press through your heels, lift your hips, squeeze your glutes. Reverse tabletop. One more inhale. And exhale down to your mat. From here, extend your legs long out in front of you. As you inhale, we'll reach your hands up towards the sky, and exhale, fold forward. Take a few breaths here. And on your next inhale, we'll slowly rise back up. Bring the soles of your feet into your mat and lower down onto your back, one vertebrae at a time. Set your arms out to cactus or a T and begin to windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Let your knees rest onto the left side of your space, taking any version of a supine twist that feels good in your body. Maybe knees stack, or if you're looking for more sensation, maybe cross through thighs. If you're looking for less sensation, maybe plant your knees down to a block or extend your feet towards the top of your mat. On your next inhale, return your knees back through center. And exhale, let your knees rest off towards the right. Once again, taking any version here of a supine twist that works for you. And as you inhale, return your knees back through center. And take any final poses or shapes here before setting up for your Shavasana, your final resting pose. Our Shavasana is a place of comfort, a place of ease, and a place you can find stillness. Once you find your comfortable Shavasana, let your eyes fall closed or soften your gaze. Find your stillness and take rest. Stay in your Shavasana as long as you need. And thank you again for joining me on day 14 of this movement challenge. Be well, friends, and I'll see you tomorrow.